What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with the review for Married to Medicine. This is season 7. This is episode number 15, also known as the season finale. It was titled Arabian Nights. So, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into tonight's episode. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to start with the small stuff first, and then I'm going to get into Toya's party. So, we first see Dr. Contessa. So, Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott, they out by the pool. And they're talking about her going back to Nashville to finish finish school. So he's talking about he knows now what he needs to do for her. He needs to tell her that he supports her, and when it comes down to him and the kids going out to Nashville, well, when it comes to the kids wanting to see her or him wanting to see her, he needs to put forth the effort to go to Nashville to see her, as opposed to her coming back to Atlanta to see them, which I think is a good thing. He also says he wants to feel more appreciated, and I understand that because you guys, if we remember earlier in the season when Contessa had came home and she was complaining about everything if the kids had ate and she bought the food, not asking Scott had he cooked for the kids. So yeah, I think on both ends there's some communication that needs to be open. And Contessa says, you know what, she's not going to go back until she knows that she has a nanny that'll be there to, alleviate any of the stresses that Scott would feel. Which I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. I ain't going to sit here and knock y'all. Y'all do what y'all do. Y'all do what y'all feel is best for you and your family. If y'all feel like bringing in a nanny would help, go for it. My suggestion to you, Contessa, hire someone that is a spinster, that looks like a spinster. Just keeping it real with you. My personal opinion, just do that. So now we're going to move on, you guys. So next we got Dr. Jackie. So Dr. Jackie didn't have a lot in this episode. Construction is underway at her home. So, her and Curtis go into one of the rooms and they mark a spot that they're going to knock a hole in the wall. So, they're talking about this is going to be this is for new beginnings. This is, putting things in the past. And he's like, so does this mean that, some things are going to change as well? And, she's talking about how, when she got with Curtis, he knew, she was doing what she was doing. But at the same time, if you don't want that man to cheat on you again, Dr. Jackie, I suggest, just make some time for him. I mean, I get it. You're an OBGYN. You're on call. I get it. But at the same time, you got to figure out a way to make some time for your husband and your marriage. Like, you're not married to your job. You have a spouse at home. So it's just, you got to find a balance between your work life and your home life. However, she charts a lot, so why don't she just get a plan, like a day planner, plan out her day. So I'm going to do this from XYZ time, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Why don't she do that? Don't know. So, she then tells Curtis that, she's taking time off from work for 10 days, 10 business days, and they're going to go to the south of France. I'm like, cool. I would love to go to the south of France with you guys. No, I wouldn't. I'm being facetious. But, that's basically it for Dr. Jackie. And let's move on to Toya and this party that kind of went to hell very quickly. This video might not be that long. All right, so Toya. So we see Toya. She's planning her housewarming party. She has her party planner there. So she tells the party planner that Eugene wants this to stay under $10,000. And the party planner tells her, like, with all the stuff that you done gave me, you going to be a little bit over $10,000. I'm like, here we go again, Toya. I really hope and pray that when it comes to Toya, I hope she learned her lesson when it came to the IRS, because the way, it's almost as if Toya frivolously spends money and don't think about the shit when she does it. But damn, like, I get you want to have a party. I would say Toya would be a good party planner, but I don't know if I would agree with that, because if she were to plan my party, I would probably fire her within the first 5 minutes of even trying to plan the party. So maybe not. So, So yeah, everything was over. He wanted her to come in on the camel. He told her the camel was $4,500. I'm like, y'all can keep that fucking camel. So, then we see everybody. We see Contessa. She's getting ready for the party. Who else did we see getting ready for the party? I can't remember. But we saw Contessa getting ready for the party. We saw Buffy, Simone, Scott, Buffy, Simone, Cecil, and Dr. David. So they were all in one car together, and they were heading there together. So somehow, I forget how, but the conversation came up about Dr. Jackie and this whole infertility thing when it comes down to Buffy. And Buffy and Dr. David explain a little bit more about what the issue is. And Buffy also explained it a little later in the episode as well, what the big issue is. The one thing is she, I don't know if at this point she was, resenting him because, she couldn't get pregnant. And the fact that, that they had spent so much money trying to have a baby and he was done, and that she wanted to try the route of, a surrogate. But I guess at that point he's like, we've exhausted so much money, and he just didn't want to do it. So I think she was just harboring some resentment toward him for that. Could possibly be. And Simone, her whole thing is she wants Dr. Jackie to apologize. I'm like, oh, you want Jackie to apologize again, huh? Jackie ain't going for that bullshit. Not at all. But I do understand why, Buffy took things so hard and, why she was hurt. So then, they all get to the party. So everybody's showing up at the party. Now, here's one thing. I did agree with what Contessa said. So Contessa was talking about the fact that Mariah always shows up to these, here lately, in the last few episodes, we see Mariah showing up, and she has Lake with it. I'm like, so you can't fight your own battles? Like, you fought Toya in season 1, so why do you need Lake around now? Like, I just don't understand it. And I was with Contessa, like, why the fuck do you keep bringing Lake around? Like, I mean, I guess to stir up some drama, but damn, girl, come by yourself. It ain't that deep. But Mariah would make it that deep. Moving on. Alright, so here's something else that annoyed the fuck out of me. Quad and Heavenly. We get it. Y'all don't fuck y'all don't fuck with Mariah. Y'all don't like Mariah. We get that. But for y'all to sit over here and have a whole full-ass conversation about Mariah, why? That's be my thing about Mariah. Why do you sit over here and have a whole-ass conversation about Quad? If you don't fuck with her, don't talk about her. It makes no sense. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and live my life and be in a social setting with somebody that I don't fuck with, and I'm gonna sit here and talk about them. No. I'm gonna act like first of all, I'm gonna act like you don't exist. I'm not gonna bring you up if somebody mentions you and be like, who the fuck is that? I'm a Mariah Carey your ass. Who? Like, I'm just gonna Mariah Carey your ass for real. So Quad's whole thing is she's talking about Mariah and this drug test. She's talking about the fact that Mariah had it doctored. Like, come on. That costs a lot of money to doctor a fucking test. And number 2, that is illegal as fuck. I don't give a damn if it was just one that Mariah did on her own. To lie about any kind of test in the medical industry, that is illegal. God, so when it comes to Mariah and Quad, those two really irk me. They annoy my spirit sometimes. Like, they love to talk about each other. Now, I will say Quad hasn't talked about Mariah as much as Mariah's talked about Quad, but they love to talk about each other. They're each other's favorite subject, and it's annoying as hell. And then, but you know what? Quad will talk about Mariah more so, especially if Heavenly brings her up. And I'm just like, if y'all don't like this bitch, and I'm not calling Mariah a bitch, I'm just saying in their just how they would say it. If y'all don't like her, what the fuck y'all keep bringing this shit up for? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and have a whole full-fledged conversation about nobody that I don't give a fat ass flying fuck about. Never will happen. God, thinking on my goddamn nerves. Like, they really did annoy the hell out of me. So then we see Simone. So Simone is over there talking to Dr. Jackie about this whole situation with Buffy. And Dr. Jackie's like, so you want me to apologize again? And Simone is just trying to explain to Dr. Jackie what the issue is. And Dr. Jackie was like, why don't you go get Buffy? And she's like, where is she? She's like, she's right behind you. And who is she with? Mariah. And Mariah's whole thing is this group of women, she feels this and she feels that, da 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 da. If you feel this way, why the fuck do you keep coming back for the same bullshit? Explain that to me, Mariah. How many seasons was Mariah not on this show? Was it? I can't remember, and I don't care. But when you weren't on the show, I think nope. Even when she went on the show, I think she was still tweeting about the show. Like, God, enough. Shut up. Let's leave it alone. So, Simone does go get Buffy, and Buffy explains it. She goes and talks to Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie apologizes to her, and Buffy tells her, I didn't think that you were being a malicious person. She told her, and then Buffy explained to her what it was. Buffy felt like, she felt less than. She felt like, why me? Why can't I have a baby? Why this? Why that? Which then, like I said, turned into probably anger, resentment, and everything. And Dr. Jackie's talking about when it comes down to her. She actually said this to Simone. She said when it comes down to her, she's gone through the same thing as well, but she didn't let it, she didn't let it bother her. She used this to help other women. And I like the fact that Simone said that's how you deal with it. Buffy's not at that point like that. Just because, you've made this your whole mantra, this your whole life story, the fact that you want to empower women, the fact that you want to help women, that's fine. That's cool that you want to do that. But where you are in your life, Buffy might not be there in her life. Because we all know Dr. Jackie and Curtis, more so Curtis, they don't, y'all are not having kids. Buffy still wants to have children with her husband. So she's still trying to come to grips with that. So there's a difference between you and Buffy. A huge difference between you and Buffy. Buffy and her husband do want a child. Your husband, on the other hand, and again, I'm going to put more emphasis on your husband, doesn't want kids. So it's just a different situation. And like Simone said, maybe at some point Buffy will get to that point where she can talk about her pain. She can put it out there in the streets, and she can, be like, look at me, use me as an example. I wasn't able to have kids, which we're gonna find out at the reunion next week. I don't know what part of the reunion. Speaking of the reunion, it's a 3-part reunion. And next week is part 1 and part 2. And then the following week, it'll be part 3 of the reunion. And then I also heard that in part 3 of the reunion, we'll get a sneak peek of Married to Medicine Los Angeles, which I'm so excited about. Los Angeles coming back. Like, I'm really excited about that one. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Buffy and her husband are now going through the surrogacy process. Which I think I might have mentioned that in an earlier video. I don't remember. But if I hadn't, I just did. But, I just think Dr. Jackie should have been a little bit more sensitive to Buffy. Yes, you use this, to put good into the universe, to empower other women, to show women that, hey, just because use me as a vessel, as an example, and, we go from there. Buffy, like Simone said, Buffy has not gotten to that point. You have to let her get to that point. Once she gets to that point, then cool. Maybe I can do some stuff together. But at this point right now, Buffy is not there. And you cannot push her there. You cannot make her be where you are. It takes time. So, that's basically it. That's basically it for that scene. So then, Buffy, she's still very emotional. So she and Simone go to the restroom, and, she tells, she calls for David. So David goes, to the restroom, and Buffy wanted to leave, but, Toya's like, nah, Buffy, don't leave. I don't want you to go. I want you to stay. How about we go to my closet? So she was like, okay, we'll go to your closet, Toya. Now, I'm gonna have to go in on Contessa just a little bit. So everybody went to the closet. Contessa on it. I understood where Contessa was coming from, but Contessa was completely insensitive to what Buffy was going through. When she asked the question of what's going on, Simone told her it's the infertility, not being able to have a baby. Contessa grabs her face and basically tells her, like, get over it. I'm like, no, Contessa, we can't do that. That is exactly what Jackie has done. So why are you doing it? So Buffy gets upset and she then eventually does end up leaving. And then Mariah comes in. I'm just like, oh God, why? So Mariah and Contessa get into it. And Mariah did the same exact thing that Contessa did to Buffy. But, like, oh God, it was just so fucking stupid. Ridiculously stupid. Now my thing with Mariah is because she went back outside and talked to Lake and one of her friends, and not Contessa, but Mariah, and I don't know if Mariah fans watch these videos or not, but Mariah played the victim, and that's just how I feel. She played the fucking victim, clear as day, played the victim. But you guys, that was Married to Medicine. Overall, great season. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything. Share this video, and I will catch you guys later.